Oh my gosh, this is just a sad, sad, sad day for me, y'all. Really, really sad. Really, really sad. Just in case anybody did not know, yes, there's sad music playing in the background. Yes, yes, there is. But apparently, DC had made the new Superman bisexual. Bisexual. And, I'm brokenhearted. Like, this is a huge disappointment for me. I'm upset. I'm sad because Superman is a character that I grew up with, and I always viewed him as one of my heroes. When I was a kid, and there was a certain way how I always looked at him. You know what I'm saying? And to see DC make a complete shift for this character is not only mind-boggling, but it's it gets me into a position where I just can't support this company anymore. I can't. I can't support this company anymore. I feel as if DC had betrayed me and had alienated most of its fan base. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you are gonna say, who cares? Let them do what they want. It's their company. You have a point there. Yeah, it's their company. They could do what they want. But if you are going to establish, characters, you got to understand that it does affect your audience. It affects. But, you know, it is what it is. Let me put this music away. I'm pretty sure you all understand the point. Goodbye. All right. Now that, I got the sadness, out of the way, who asked for this? Who came to DC? Who wrote DC letters? Who gave DC emails? Who is responsible for this type of crap? It's hard for me to even look at the picture. I can't even look at the picture. Like I'm every time I look at it, I cringe, and I say to myself, why ruined such an iconic figure and basically transfer him to somebody else? Now, look, everybody will say, hey, this is not the exact same Superman, and understood. This is Clark Kent's son, Lois Lane's son, um, John Kent. But you have to remember, everybody, Superboy, or Superman's son, he existed a long time ago also. Like, this is nothing new. You know what I'm saying? This is nothing new. So to have a Superboy become Superman, who is basically the main Superman now, like, and this is actually, I believe this is actually canon. Like, this guy is the one that's taking over, essentially. And to basically have him become a bisexual is unacceptable to me. It's unacceptable. You know, I believe by making him a, bisexual character, I think it's just sloppy writing at the end of the day. It's sloppy writing. And I believe they're doing this, DC is only doing this to appease a certain group. A certain group. We all know who that group is. But at the same time, I don't ever recall remembering that group asking for this. I don't recall it. Like, who came to DC and said that this is what we want? This is not what we want. We want good writing when it comes to these comics. We want good writing when it comes to superheroes, that we grew up with, and continue, to get better and better as years goes on. And I really shouldn't, be surprised about this at the end of the day. I really shouldn't be, because we all have seen what's been going on, with the social movement, with the transgender, and the homosexuality and all this other stuff. And so it shouldn't be to my surprise, but at the end of the day, it still affects, because these are characters where you put in a certain position. This is how the character is supposed to be like. This is how he's supposed to be portrayed in the watching world. And look, and the reason why I said, to some degree, I'm not really surprised by this is because, we all know that this happened also with Robin, Tim Drake, aka the Boy Wonder. And and I believe after, what was it? Batman Urban Legends, the sixth issue, they basically said that, what, we want to make, Tim Drake a bisexual, but not a bisexual, I believe he's a homosexual. I didn't read the comic. This is not something, that I was going to support, and I'm not supporting this either. But let's take a look at this article real quick. You know what? Let's take a look at the IGN article. And it basically says here, the comic book industry has worked to increase the LGBTQ representation in recent years. So this is obviously something that they, were planning for. But again, nobody asked you to do this. But let's continue. And DC is taking a major step forward in 2021. IGN can exclusively reveal that the current Superman, John Kent, is coming out as bisexual in the upcoming Superman Son of Kal-El issue 5. For those not up to date on the current DC line, John officially inherited the mantle of Superman from his father following the events of the Future State crossover. While Action Comics explores Clark Kent adventures off-world, the recently launched Superman, the Son of Kal-El, focused on the 17-year-old John as he grapples with the biggest responsibility of his life. But at least he has someone new to share his life with. Let me, put this. Let me show you all the full entire screen. There you go. So it goes on. Fans of the series probably won't be surprised to learn John is entering into a relationship with Jay, a hacktivist who idolizes John's mother, Lois, and has already lent his new friend a helping hand. Let's continue on. And this is the picture that I still deem unnecessary. Over the years in this industry, it probably won't surprise you to hear I've had queer characters and storylines rejected. Obviously, because once again, nobody asked for this. Like, who asked you to make these characters that you grew up with queers and homosexuals? And because look, everybody needs to understand that this is not just a homosexuality issue, because I wouldn't want a black Superman either. I don't want a black Superman. I don't want a black Batman. I don't want a black Aquaman or Flash or Green Lantern. I don't want any of them, to be, transsexuals. I don't want none of them to be transgender. I don't want any of them to be, some type of alien or whatnot, with the exception of Superman. That's not what I want, because that's not what I, portray Superman to be, or Batman, or any other superhero for that matter. But it goes on. I felt like I was letting people down. I love every time this happened, writer Tom Taylor tells IGN. But we are in a very different and much more welcome place today than we were 10 or 5 or even 5 years ago. And I was asked if I wanted to write a new Superman with a new number one for DC Universe. I knew replacing Clark with another straight white savior could be a real opportunity missed. I've always said everyone needs a hero, and everyone deserves to see themselves in their heroes. Today, Superman, the strongest superhero on the planet, is coming out. So he basically said that everybody needs a hero. So you mean to tell me, this is what you mean. So you mean to tell me that the homosexuals, the gay people, the lesbians, you mean to tell me that because Superman was not lesbian or bisexual or whatever, that they couldn't view him as their hero? That's what you're basically saying. that because he's not a homo, people who are living in this world can't view him as their hero because he's not gay. Like, what sense does that make? So basically now what your sexuality is basically set as a standard of what people views are of being a hero or not. How does that make any sense? How does that make any type of sense? It doesn't make any sense to me. And it goes on. It says it's a pretty big deal doing it with John Kent as Superman, adds artist John Timms. As we have seen John grow up in front of our eyes, it will be interesting to see him not only trying to find himself as a person, but a global superhero in a complex atmosphere of the modern life. On the other hand, I hope this kind of thing will not be seen as a big deal in the future. It is a big deal. It is a big deal. Seriously, what the hell are you talking about? Do you know how many fans this actually affects? No, you don't know because all you're focusing on is trying to appease a particular group, which means you are compromising not only the character but the actual stories itself. It does not make any sense. This stuff really pisses me off. It pisses me off because now every single person needs to have a hero. This gender needs to have a hero. Why don't you just make a hero that's universal for everybody? Right? Make it just make a hero, and everybody will gravitate to that hero, whether it's male, female, gay, straight, or whatever. And if you are so focused on trying to appease a particular group, make a brand new character. Make a brand new character. If that's what your stance is, if that's what your position is, if that's where the new direction you want to go to, make a new character and make him gay or bisexual. What's the problem? You want to use Superman, and everybody seems to be like, oh, who cares? Move on, with your life, and blah blah blah, blase blase. And I call BS on that. I call BS. You want to know why? You want to know why I call BS on that? It's because whatever I even mentioned this in my podcast. Whenever you have a character that you grew up with, a character that you idolize, a character that you invest your time and money with, what I'm saying? Whether if it's a video game character, whether if it's a cartoon character, a comic book character, a video game character, a character from a movie, from a series, whatever. Those characters leave impacts on the fans and their fan base. So what I mean is, whenever you see a character being removed from a particular show or series, people get upset about that. They do. Matter of fact, there's people that get upset when the voice actor gets replaced. The voice actor. And are you going to tell them, well, hey, just move on, who cares? No, that stuff affects people. Not affecting them, where they'll be traumatized or anything like that. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm trying to let you know is that when we invest in a particular character, regardless if it's in a movie, a novel, or cartoon or anime, once that character gets removed, or when a character gets killed off, or when a character just gets replaced with no explanation whatsoever, that actually pisses people off. I'm pretty sure a lot of you who have watched whatever show, whatever cartoon, and when that particular character gets replaced, a lot of you get upset about that. And rightfully so, because you invested your emotions, with that particular character. And it makes sense why people get upset about this. And the directors and producers know this. They know this, but yet they do it anyway. And they wonder why merchandise is no longer coming off the shelves. They're constantly getting emails or mean tweets with their decision, and rightfully so. So it says Jay has his own fight. Taylor says he obviously an effective journalist. I don't even know if this is even necessary to read. This also plays another reveal coming up in Sun Kal-El. Jay himself has superhuman powers, making him both invaluable ally to new Superman and a companion for a young man who never had much of a chance to build a life for himself in the regular world. I want to say this also, ladies and gentlemen, that by doing this, it creates, conflict with the character traits established in all, the source material. Again, we grew up, with this character. Superman is someone who I constantly, as a kid, look up to, and I continue to collect comic books till this day. I continue to buy their DVD, anime movies, and my personal life to give these characters a time of day. This shows me that these writers, they don't care. Like they don't care about us. They don't care about how we feel. They just want to constantly appease other people for publicity just so they could look good. And by doing this, you basically demonstrate and proclaim that you don't give a crap about your fan base. All you want to do is appease to a particular group. I believe most of those people are giving a nonchalant type of attitude anyway. Because at the end of the day, what are you trying to achieve, by doing this? I don't get it. Just because somebody who is, homosexual doesn't mean that that people are going to buy your products. It doesn't mean that people are going to invest in that character. Like that's how it feels like to take Superman and to basically say that he is going to be, bisexual. This basically tells me that you guys are just don't know what to write about anymore. I mean, in my opinion, this seems to be, just what's the word? Lackadaisical, if you will. Because you're because look, if you are going to make someone like a Superman or Batman, or in the earlier case, Robin, by making him a homosexual, you not only did you alienate part of your fan base, but the people who you're trying to appease, and like, how do you know this is going to make sales? How do you know that? Like, where's your data that shows that so many homosexuals wanted to have a gay Superman? Because again, I'm asking, who asked for this garbage? This is garbage. That's what this is. It's pissing me off. And it's pissing me off even more talking about it. And it's like, oh, for goodness sake, DC, like all this social, political stuff that you're constantly trying to throw at our faces, it really gets tiresome. I'm just like so exhausted mentally seeing this, and my comics, seeing this in movies, seeing this type of crap in sports. Like all these talk shows are just constantly talking about politics now. There are certain things that you don't mix, and there are certain things that when it's not break, you don't try to fix. You don't. So I mean, I don't want to go too long about this, and because it's clear that they want to make social statements instead of focusing on the actual material. That's the problem that I have. And I talked to my friends earlier about this, and it seems to me that they're all okay with this. And one of my other friends, he basically asked me, if I was going to boycott. Hell yeah, I'm going to boycott. I'm not supporting this garbage. I don't support crap. You know what I'm saying? This is not the type of stuff that I'm going to support. This is not the type of stuff that I'm going to spend my hard-earned money on onto a character this is not the character. And I'd be damned if they are trying to make a movie out of this, or if they make a new Batman, or whatever. Like I don't care if it's a Spider-Man movie, a Batman movie, if it's a new Green Lantern movie, and if they make him gay, I'll be pissed off about it. I'll be highly pissed off, highly irate about that. Like, stop trying to mix everything, because everything has to follow a certain recipe, if you will. And when you try to add more stuff into it, sometimes it doesn't come out good. It doesn't come out good. So that, yeah, absolutely. I'm not going to be supporting this. And if they try to make a movie out of this, I'm not going to go watch the movie. And I would encourage everybody to make a statement to don't go and don't watch. Don't go, don't watch. Vote with your wallets. Tell DC that we're not taking this type of BS. It's garbage. And I don't want anything to do with this. So I mean, if people don't want to boycott, that's fine. If people want to continue to support DC, that's fine. But I'm telling you, they will continue to move in this direction and continue to give us stuff that we don't want. When you're invested in something financially and emotionally, and then they they're forcing you, or I shouldn't say force, but they're trying to go to a completely different direction, there's a disconnect there, and you just don't want nothing to do with the product or the company anymore. You don't. And this is a clear indication that the devil is at work here. I mean, we are constantly seeing this stuff in the entertainment industry. We're constantly seeing this stuff now more, into our schools, with teaching about trannies, and teaching about critical race theory, and having these, drag queens, reading stories, like all this stuff. Like, whatever happened to the standard? You know what? I'm not going to say it. I'm not gonna say it, because I know I'll probably get in trouble if I say this. I'll probably get in a much, much bigger trouble than I'm probably already am now. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people are upset, for what I'm saying. But like I was trying to say before, it's the source material that's being affected. So continue to produce good writing. Continue to produce and put in effort. This is not putting in effort. You're just pandering, to a particular group to make yourself look good. And I'm pretty sure that a lot of these, homosexuals, they probably don't even care about this. And matter of fact, I won't be surprised if some of them gets upset about it. The same example that I use with myself, about my race, of me not wanting a black Superman or a black Batman. I'm pretty sure there's people on the other side that will say, I don't want a gay Superman either, because we already have a type of visual, if you will, of what he's supposed to be like, what he's supposed to look like. And then, so when you change that, there's automatically going to be a disconnect. And that is something that I do not want with a character that I'm a huge fan of, if you all know what I mean. And whatever else. So there you have it. Listen, at the end, there's more, but I really don't want to read anymore. I'm just too fed up with this type of nonsense. And this is just something that I don't want, nor do I want to associate myself with. But at the end of the day, guys, I honestly believe this is too much. Like, this is getting way out of hand. This is too much. And DC seems to not care at all about us anymore. They don't care. They don't give a rip. They don't give a damn. They don't give a rat's ass about their fan base. All they want to do is try to continue on this path of social injustice, and all this other mumbo jumbo that we don't care about. Why should that involve with our comics and our entertainment. Why should all of that also get involved? If people want to, live their life as, homosexuals, fine, live your life. I disagree with it, because I'm a Christian man, and I just disagree. But listen, if that's what you want to do, have at it. But don't start affecting other things that I like. And I'm talking about DC, what they're doing. This stuff pisses me off. So as of right now, I am not going to be buying their products for a good long while. And hopefully, I truly, truly hope, but at the end of the day, everybody else is going to follow suit, and that everybody else is going to call them out on their BS. And I really do hope that more people are calling them out on Twitter, sending them emails, whatever it is that they need to do on Instagram, and let them know that this is not what we want. This is not what we asked for. Stop giving us crap. Give us good actual material. Give us actually good writing. Stop hurting our characters. You're ruining our characters. And at the end of the day, this is going to be something that I'm pretty sure is going to hurt DC at the end of the day. Because I guarantee you, a lot of people are not going to stand for this. And people are just too afraid because they're afraid to receive backlash. I'm not afraid. If people are going to come at me, if people are going to curse me out, if people want to say, "Oh, I should get canceled," what? Have at it. But I'm still going to speak my mind to say, "Hey, I'm not going to stand for this. I'm not. This is garbage. This is lazy. This is sloppy." And DC, you should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself that you would actually ruin a character just to appease a certain group. And that's all I have to say about that. Unbelievable. This is the Traditionalist 101. Signing out. Have a good one.